Good evening. Welcome to the Mancunian Way. My name is Martin. I'm your host. And we're joined by Pat. Good morning, Pat. How are you?
Hello, Martin. Hello, everyone. We're all doing well. Thank you.
And Dan is back again from Turf Moorhouse TV. How are you, mate?
I'm all good, mate. All gravy. It's just one of them seasons, innit?
We'll try and make it as painless as we possibly can going into these
Mate, it's been painful enough. Don't worry about it.
FIFA's already in with a 6-0. Calm down.
Yes. Get in.
Smash those likes. Give Dan a huge welcome as you always do here on the Mancunian Way. Share it across social medias as well. Powder Oaks, how are Blues? So excited about the prospects seeing KDB and Haaland. Yeah, I'll give Dan the bad news about Haaland in a minute. Adam's throwing up them European Cups again. Good evening. Big up Martin and the guys, and of course Blues in the chat. I'm keeping away from the Carl Walker stuff for the minute because it's turned into a morality debate rather than a football debate. And I don't think that's the way it should be going down. Good evening, section. How are you? Ian Spencer's in the house. Hello. Last game Kevin Haaland started together was Burnley. I've got a feeling I got told Haaland is likely to be on the bench tomorrow, not starting. Evening, right. Alex Johnson. Here's to you, Vincent Kompany. CBC singing it. Big up Daniel. Vincent Kompany going to get spanked 4-0. Haaland won't play. No, I think he'll be on the bench, mate. Premier League football is back. 5-0, Burnley are crap. 6-0. Just come on. Dan's like saying going, no. Can't wait to get back to
I'm agreeing with him all, mate. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, Vinny, we love you, but City are going to beat you. Evening Blues. I'm new. Why are you speaking? Because Alec has got a problem with his keyboard. That's why. So can we not go into that again, please? And he's got vision issues as well. So there you go. More likes the viewers, smash them. As much as I love Vincent Kompany, I hope we hammer them. We might need that goal difference at the end of the season.
Likewise, section. Thanks for that.
I will go in. We will ask. That is one question I've got, Cade. I'm going to ask Cade because I'm intrigued to see what the opinion of Kompany is. But yeah, Dan, how are you feeling? Obviously, your second bottom. One thing I didn't realise is you've got a little bit of a gap now, haven't you? There's a sort of gap appeared in between the bottom three and the rest now. I don't want to sound so thing, but has the season gone to the way you expected it? Because I think when you started, there was a little bit of optimism, but from what I believe, you were sort of one of the few that were like, whoa, let's not think we're going to be top 10. And because as I believe it, the first game of the season, a lot of the panel members were more optimistic about Burnley than what you were.
Yeah. To be honest with you, mate, it's probably the first time Burnley have been promoted with, are they going to go and do something? Are they going to, what can they achieve under Vincent Kompany after the season they've just had? We've always sort of been promoted and just gone under the radar, where now it was almost like, look at this team playing sexy football in the Championship. Come up. What can they do? All the eyes started being on Burnley, and it's almost like our arses fell out. So I don't know. It's been a difficult adjustment because there's a lot of fans to and froing with ideas. Like I say, the squad that got promoted, the squad that we've got now. Why aren't the team that got us there playing? Certain players and stuff like that. Does Vinny skeptical with substitutions? There's a lot going on at the club. At the moment, I'm just still looking at it exactly the same as how Vincent is and Alan Pace, the chairman. This is a project. We are 2 years ahead of a project because Vinny came in with a 3-year plan, bring in a load of youngsters, nurture them, then get promoted to the Prem. Did not expect it the first time of asking. Got it, and then it was a case of, right, shit, how do we deal with this now? And, these players are getting better game week by game week, but at the moment, it's still a learning curve. We're not used to having such a young squad. Like I say, we're used to being Brexit FC, long ball. Now we're playing it out from the back and playing, we're not. It's not the Dash way anymore. Everything's changed. Still wooden seats, man, but everything apart from that, everything else has changed.
I've got the question I've got is I've noticed that because I watched the documentary, the Burnley one that was on Sky. Do you think Kompany's still suffering from the Sean Dyche situation? And what I mean by that is you just said it perfectly. The club and the fans seem to be still in the Sean Dyche mindset, and in a way, I feel like Kompany, whoever was going to be after Sean Dyche was going to get that sort of, what's the word, mantra put to him, that sort of tag put on him. And I feel like maybe Kompany should have gone after the next manager, if that makes. It's like a smaller version of the Ferguson syndrome or the Wenger syndrome. Because Sean Dyche,
we've had it previously as well. We had it previously. Like I say, we had success with Owen Coyle. Then he left. Then we had some stopgap in Brian Laws. He left. Eddie Howe came in.
Well, he had Eddie Howe, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously Howe left due to family matters, and Dash came in. So in a way, we sort of had these, a stopgap manager, then one that we wanted, one that then left, and then Dash comes in and does a job. I mean, probably last season, pre-season, I went down to Shrewsbury away in a friendly, and there were still 60-odd-year-old bloke shouting, "What are you doing passing it to your defender for? Lump it forward, you big shithouse," and stuff like that. And you were like, what are you getting at here? Like, obviously, times are changing. You can't just be stuck. I've always said this about Burnley Football Club. It's always seen like an old man's club. It's almost like it's like you've got City, which is like, the nightclub that everyone wants to go to. And then you've got Burnley, which is your local working men's, getting people to pay 20p at door to get in.
Man's club, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's hard because Vinny wants to obviously brand Burnley out. You can see we've done that with the American investment, getting all these NFL stars involved and things like that. But it's just been drastic change. I don't want us to be stuck in the Dash era, but there is a few that are like, let's bring such and such a player back. Why aren't we bringing this person back in? And I'm like, listen, history was there then. Football changed. So did we. It was, like you say, the Premier League adapted. We had to adapt to the Premier League. Otherwise, we'd have been curtains. We'd have been seen like a Bury or out like that. We'd have started just dwindling. And questions were being asked of that at Burnley as well when we got relegated. So we shut them up straight away with the season we had. Vinny's still young. He's still learning as well. And I think he said as well around certain players like Trafford and stuff like that he knew we were going to have sort of, games where we'll become stuck. Players won't play their best. We're prone to mistakes quite a lot. But it's a case of nurturing these players. It doesn't detrimentally want to affect the club, but obviously there's got to be a happy medium right now. Fans are... There is a lot of fans stuck in that Dash era. I will say that. But people need to get their head out the sand. I'm starting to quote Nigel Pearson now. Get their head out of the sand, stop being an ostrich, and support what's now. Because,
I know I can say
don't bite the hand that feeds you is what I'm getting at.
Jay, thank you so much. You're a legend again, gifting a membership. Thank you so much. Pat, you got anything you want to throw out to Dan?
No, I just think, just quickly, Dan, I just thought, the typical environment the Premier League would suggest that, a lot of clubs, when they're at that sort of position in the league, would already start, fans and the club would probably start asking for the manager's head. But, I mean, I've got to give credit to Burnley that they are sticking with the plan, regardless of what happens, whether they go down, they go up. Because if that's going to be the case, then, these sort of yo-yo clubs that we've seen have spent a bit of time in and out of Championship and Premier League too, then, like your Fulhams, your Norwiches, to an extent, Sheffield United, that's three I can roll off my tongue straight away. I think a lot of them, they have to take time to go in and out of leagues and that before they really start hitting their stride. Fulham's a perfect example for me. So I've got to give credit to Burnley that they haven't fallen through the trap of like just trying to go for the next, the best thing on the market, because the formula isn't working right now. I just think they're just sticking to a plan and they're going to stick to it come hell or high water. And I think it may not may not be effective, in the short term, but in the long term, once you got it right, then you can pretty much set you can pretty much set your feet in concrete in the Premier League and never move again. Yeah,
it'll bear fruits at some point, and that's what we've got to hope for. Like you said, you can see the performances when opposition managers are coming out saying Burnley don't deserve to be where they are. Based on the play we've had. I mean, okay, we've had a couple of VARs against us and stuff like that. Who hasn't? I mean, I'm not going to grumble. Wolves probably have more time to cry than us, but like I say, it's all about adapting. Like I say, I think obviously Martin said it there as well about in the documentary. You can see how it's not just what's happening on the pitch with companies. He's on about team cohesion, how long it takes with X amount of games. You start to see this pattern emerging where people are reading each other's game better and stuff. Let's not forget these players are still 22, 23. You've got the odd 26-year-old who's probably still not fully understanding or, bulked up enough to understand the physicality of the Premier League. So we're in an adaptation period. That's all I'll say. And I'm still enjoying the ride. I know results have been dogger, but at the end of the day, we've not been getting hammered really, apart from Wednesday and opening day of the season. But it's right. Anything less than 5, I'm happy.
Are you still? Because obviously people have put this in the chat, and I knew someone would put it in. But like Burnley can't give up, Everton and Forest. Is that something your fan base are keeping an eye on, or do you know we'll try and do it on our own?
I think without doubt, you're obviously going to look at it. You've got to think if we stay up. I'll tell you, Aston Villa. Look at the machine that Aston Villa have become now, and yet they should have been, had their hands slapped with all that goal line technology against them against Sheffield United a few seasons back. They would have gone down instead of Sheffield United, and you think, sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't. Everton, Forest, if it happens to Wolves, etc., whatever happens. I don't want that to be our main focus, that we stayed up on the technicality of others' errors. We need to be doing it for our own good, not looking over our shoulder at what two neighbours in the Premier League are doing.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I think it's because one thing I will say watching that documentary is, and I don't know if have you seen the documentary, Pat? I don't know if you have.
No, not yet.
It's Pep Guardiola. Everything Kompany did in that is Pep and Manchester City. Even from the part of going back and doing, remember he was in that boardroom and he was talking about background checks on players, and we're not just buying a name. I'm not bothered. I'll give you a list of 4 or 5 players. Just do background checks, see what they're all like. Are they married or this, whatever? And then we'll go from there. And it's all like, that's just what City do. But what we have is we don't have targets. What we have is a profile of a player. So we look at which that word kept coming up in the profile. It's all, and you could see that even when he was there and the way he spoke and talking about where he come from and everything else, and you could see he was like, this guy's learned a lot from Pep, and I think the worst thing you could do is sack him, because
big time.
For me, if I'm honest with you, even if you go down, it will make you stronger. Maybe stick company. For me personally,
I look at Burnley now a bit like, you remember when Forest came up and they bought 30 odd players or 20 odd players? That's how I see Burnley at the moment. They bought all these new players in, and they got the odd result here and there, and it weren't quite going for them. To answer that question section, he's going to get time. I'm on like a fan board at the club, so sometimes you get to speak to. Sorry, I've just seen Wrexham have gone 1-0 up against Blackburn. Get in, but it's.
I wonder why he's celebrating that one,
mate. I've got to celebrate.
Any distraction to not talk about the City match. Yeah,
it's like I'm saying, we've got to. Forest took a while to figure it out. It took them a season. Okay, they managed to stay up, but the season after they thought, right, now that we've stayed up, people will look at us as a Premier League club. we can attract talent that's potentially, that's had experience in the Premier League. That's the one thing that I miss, especially if we had 2 or 3 heads in there that have been there, done that. Don't get me wrong, Charlie Taylor and a few others have, but a few experienced lads in there won't go amiss for me. That's a big thing. I mean, losing Ashley Barnes was massive because even I think just off the field, he'd have been like a daddy figure in the changing rooms for them all. You know, probably sacking them up and stuff. But that's what we need, though. We need leaders. We need people that can talk.
I still don't understand
you've got a bunch of bung lads.
Why you didn't do the Harvard Bellis deal? That will baffle me to the day. I don't get it.
There was a few things. Like I said, there was Nathan Teller was the one he was the one we was, get that one done. Get that done.
Did Southampton play around with you on that one, though?
Yeah, they hired an intermediary. They hired an intermediary to deal with their transfers. They told the intermediary a set price that they should accept. Burnley offered them that set price, and then they went to Southampton, and Southampton were like, "Oh, we'll play hardball with them." So we've just played hardball with them for Manuel Benson, and it looks like he's not going. And they've obviously gone for David Brooks, who's just joined them today on loan. But yeah, it's we wanted that. Ian Matson, we're all for coming back from Chelsea on a loan with a view to a permanent. Now at Dortmund, madness. But Harwood Bellis, for me, I've always played centre back or left back. So I'm, watching him last season being absolute stalwart. Him and Bayer together were just outstanding. And who knows when he comes back from Southampton? Hopefully Vinny will be like, right, come on, Pep, help us out if we stay up.
Well, Dan, the only thing with Harwood Bellis, I believe, was I think the contract. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Martin, but I think the contract was if Southampton get promoted, I believe it's an obligation to buy for 20 million. Yeah, that's what we've been advised. It's an obligation, right. Yeah. So that's probably why we ended up going with Southampton as one of those highest bidders, and then the fact that it pretty much is locked in. And when you think about it, really, after what Leicester and the heights that Ipswich are hitting it right now, I think Southampton's probably the next after them that's probably set and poised, ready to go for promotion.
Yeah, it's 20 million is nothing in today's market. It's pocket money. It's
I don't know the way FFP is. No one's buying anyone anymore.
Yeah, you get done for buying a Freddo at fucking local Spar at minute. Yeah. But it's annoying because we're going to spend 16 million on a player like Aaron Ramsey from Villa, who's not getting much game time, and yet it's all well and good having these under 21s starlets in your side. But one, he's not playing. I would have rather had THB at the back. I think defensively would have been a lot more solid. And that's no disrespect to the ones we've got. He's got a future. He's got a future. But City are good with the deals, though. It wouldn't surprise me if there's something in there where there's some sort of a little buyback clause in there.
Well, I was going to ask, how is JT doing? How's Trafford doing? Because obviously we never saw him play. That was the mad thing. We got 20 million virtually for a kid who's never, all because Pep said stay. And as most of our youngsters do, they all go, "Can I play?" Pep goes, "No." So they all want to leave all of a sudden. Then that's the problem. You've got all this talented academy coming through, but there's no first team path without being patient.
Yeah,
because he's not going to get in there, Benetton. He's not going to get in ahead of Ortega. Now, was he willing to wait another year? I know we've got a buyback on him. I don't know what it is. Is it? I think it's 25, 30 mil, something.
Yeah, it's a bit more than what we paid. I think.
Yeah,
I think that were it. But
what is the consensus on Trafford?
He's grown on a lot of people. I think at first everyone were like, "This guy just." There were already doubters before he'd even put ink on the paper, to be fair, that we're signing a keeper that was decent in League One. Can he make a 2-league jump, to be quite honest? It's a big price tag to pay for a keeper that's only been proven 2 divisions lower than the division you're going into. So you start asking a lot of questions. Is this a risk or over reward signing? And let's see what happens. But he's growing into it. He's starting to be a bit more commanding, come out from crosses, be a bit of a shithouse with people as well, with opposition players, like literally like teasing him and then just jumping up ball and lying up ground. So we love a shithouse at Burnley, obviously. So
does he distribute the ball the same as Thingy did?
No, Muric. A lot of fans still call for Muric to start. And for me, Muric actually came on leaps and bounds over the course of the season. He was, an outstanding keeper last year. Back end of the season, I thought, wow, this position's his. We've actually got another decent keeper on our hands, which is strange when you go back to all the clubs he's been on loan at, the likes of Forest, who were like, ooh, he fumbles a bit, does this and does that. I thought he had a solid game against Spurs when we played them in the Cup. I thought, you couldn't have done anything about that Pablo Porro goal. So we've got two very good keepers. Muric will want game time again now. So what happens there? That's another interesting thing over the next, day or two. But Trafford, I think he'd stay if we went down as well. I think it'd be good for his development if we went down, because it's gonna be a bit more faster paced in the Championship, more games. It'll be a big learning curve for him as well.
Yeah. I mean, let's get on to Wednesday night, because obviously that's why we're here. How are you feeling about it? Because obviously City now look like we're on our little run. I know everyone's talked about this run.
7 unbeaten, in it.
Well, we won 9 out of 10 in all comps, if you include, Club World Cup. I think the last time we dropped points was Palace and Villa.
Palace.
Yeah.
Because Villa was still over there.
Yeah, middle of December. So we're sort of already on our run a little bit. We won at Everton, won at Newcastle, won at Tottenham. 3 difficult, I know Tottenham's cup, but 3 very difficult away trips. And we've got through them all. But is this, I don't like to use the word free hit. I hate the word free hit, because I do think anyone can beat anyone within the Premier League on the day. With the right mentality, and City aren't quite there. But have you got any hope going into Wednesday night, even for a point? Or are you going there to just damn? Because I did have checked, 2014 was the last time you got anything in there. That was at Turf Moor.
Yeah. The only time I've been to the Etihad and seen a result was, like, say, 3-3 under Owen Coyle. Kevin McDonald dying seconds. I think he was still under Mark Hughes at the time, back in 2009. So,
well, you got 2-2 in 2014.
Yeah,
yeah.
Weren't we like 2-0 up with about 15 minutes to play as well?
Yeah.
Remember that game?
2-0 up.
Yeah.
2-0 up, and Ashley Barnes scored near the end.
That's right.
Yeah. It's they're always a tough game, but the ones that the fans always look forward to, City away. And I say that through bated breath because they enjoy it. But I don't know. It's like day release for us round here.
You enjoy it until you don't. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a glorified piss up with a bit of football involved. That's what it is. It's just a bit disappointing it's on a Wednesday. But yeah, I think the way we've played this season, you just don't know. You sort of go into it expecting to get beat, and anything you think, you were like, oof. When we beat Fulham at Craven Cottage, I was sat at a kid's party watching it on my phone, perfectly legal, obviously, and it was, I'm bouncing around the play area, because I'm like, I didn't expect us to get a result there. This is what I like about us this year, that we're so unpredictable that who knows what could happen. I just, again, going back to what you said, a free hit sounds probably like it's a harsh way of saying it, probably the best way to say it for Burnley fans.
Yeah, it's a cliche that everyone throws out, and I always look at it, you're basically saying that, you come in, if you get anything, it's luck. And I don't like that. I don't like using that analogy, really. Maybe it's me, I don't know. What is the team news looking like for your boys? Is there anyone in, out?
No, I mean, we're obviously still active in the market, still looking for people to come in. I don't reckon we'll get anything done ahead of, that'll start anyway come Wednesday. Apart from, we might see Datro Fofana, who came in on loan from Chelsea. He might come in, depending on obviously Lyle Foster and his mental health, how he's feeling that day, etc. That's on a game by game basis. But in terms of injuries, I think we're pretty much solid. Apart from Charlie Taylor's out. Charlie Taylor's missing. He's slipped some sort of like disc at like his shoulder or neck. So obviously that's got to take 4 to 6 weeks to then review. And if it's not got better, could be out for the rest of the season. So that's why we're actively looking for a left back.
Yeah, by the way, that's 1,000%. So I don't. Vincent Kompany is by far a better defender than Kim Min-jae. 1,000%. Yeah.
I'd agree. So we've got numbers. But we just don't have. I sound really sorry saying this, really bad saying this, sorry, but it's like we've just not got the quality. It's not there. We're not going to be the end product, but hey ho, I just hope we can. If we anything from this, it'll get to a point where you could dick us 7-1. And we'd be like, yeah, well, at least they didn't get a clean sheet to stuff them. And it's just, we'll take the optimism out of anything at the moment.
It was like the cup game last season. You had that really good opening 15, 20 minutes.
Yes.
Got spanked 6-0, but everyone was going, all your fans like, but we had a really good 15 minutes. And it was like, it's like small victories in it and where you're at.
It is.
Douglas Wright.
Well, yeah, man. I think any team, any club that's in the right place will take positives out of any result. And if you're going to do that, if you take those 15 minutes out against who would never be the treble winners, then you can only look up and up. And I think that's just a sign of a club that is looking in the right direction. So they'll take the rough with the smooth and just prove that again. I think you learn more from your losses than you do from your wins. So.
Alan Pace did it recently. Like I say, being on fan board, speak to the chairman quite a lot. A lot bit of equalised. But
I didn't want to tell you.
But we speak to the chairman and stuff, and we asked the question, is your thoughts still the same on Vincent Kompany? And he said, yeah. He said, no matter win, lose or draw, we don't look at. We've never been a hire and fire club. We've always sort of stuck with the managers that we've had. Like I say, we went up and down with Dash, got European football. Alan Pace has this vision. He wants us to win a Champions League. That's his dream. His dream is to get Burnley into the Champions League and win one. Now, we can all have dreams. Of course we can. But it's making that. Yeah, if you don't believe what you're saying, and the way he said it made you believe it. And I don't know whether that's because you're wearing claret-tinted glasses sat in front of him, but you felt his aura was almost like that. He actually wants this.
Does he go to all the games? Is he an owner that goes to games?
Yeah. He's always there. Sits with his wife and
so he'll be there on Wednesday, I'm presuming.
Yeah, he should be. He recently, obviously, we just struck up a strategic partnership with Dundee up in the SPL. So with having no game, he went up to the game against Livingston where they won 4-1, I believe. So he went up there. He's doing things that we've not really done before. Like I say, he's looking for investment. He's looking to find ways to, branch out. Build. He's trying to build us to be a Category 1 academy. He wants us to have that.
Or have I read companies with? I don't know because I was trying to look at stuff.
To be honest, he doesn't come across as a guy who's,
because I know he's a Christian. He's a massive Christian, and
Yeah, so he's really big on religion, doesn't drink and doesn't gamble and stuff like that, which is strange. Why do you wear a gambling sponsor on your shirt?
It doesn't gamble, but buys a football club. That's like,
that's the biggest gamble in the world, isn't it? But yeah, his heart's in the right place. He's so genuine. And I don't understand why there's still some of our fan base questioning his loyalty, because he's there every single day of the week. No matter where you look, he's around. He's so accessible. In fact, that's the word I would use. He's so accessible, and that's not something you see from a Premier League chairman in general.
I just think the big thing for me was, before a ball had even been kicked in this Premier League season, you'd already given Vinny a five-year contract.
Yeah.
To me, that spoke volumes of where the club's intentions are with what they want to do with Vinny. So
yeah,
for me, that was a big standout for me. Yeah.
His words were, having Vincent Kompany at Burnley is like dating the most gorgeous girl on the estate. He said, and right now, I'm dating her. He said, and I'm doing anything I can to keep a hold of her. He said, everybody wants her. Everybody wants her. But right now, she's mine, and I will do everything to keep hold of my girl, he kept saying. So it might have been some weird euphemism that he was using, but obviously it's there that come rain, wind, shine, win, loss or draw, Kompany has 100% backing from those above, and there's not one question about whether Vincent Kompany should be shown the door. And for me personally, I want him to stay, whether we get relegated or not.
I think that'll be the first and last time I've ever heard Vincent Kompany being referred to as the fittest bird on the estate.
Blackburn are 2 up now. Sorry, Dan.
Could have asked me to use it, mate. Could have been the fittest bird on Bondi Beach.
Time
of year for it too.
Douglas White did have one save this hilarious. How do you think Bailey's going to set up?
See, this is strange because we've been playing 4-4-2 quite a lot recently, which again, I don't know whether that's because fans have said, "Give us a bit of dash, will you?" But
you're not letting dice go, are you? Just oof it.
Yeah, oof it. Knock it off. It's all about fine margins. The fine margins of the game.
My voice is not normally like this.
Yeah, you've got that dash effect.
Yeah, this is not Swan Dice's tribute show, honestly.
This is what Costa Coffee can do to you.
This is screaming for 4 hours on Friday night.
To be honest, we have played 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. He's tried to mix it up. Against City, I would rather just play 11 on the line and just hope for the best. It's not going to happen. I think he'd probably stick with the 4-4-2 that he's got going at the moment. Sander Berg sort of flitting between that box to box, and Josh Brownhill or Josh Cullen sweeping up alongside. Obviously, back to your injuries as well. Coley Oshaw is clearly out for the season as well. He's a massive miss for such a young lad. He was such a bright spark in a lot of our games. But Wilson Odebear's come in, made that position his own. Anas Sarori's waiting in the wings. We don't know what's happening with Manuel Benson, apart from we've only seen about 10 minutes of him on the opening day, which is strange. So Vinny's got this way of sort of nothing comes out in terms of team selection right until the last minute, which it's good to keep under wraps.
Again, where's he learned that from?
Well, yeah.
Apart from this season,
or the rotation of formation, yeah.
Our 11.
He did a press conference. He did a press conference the other day, and they said, "Oh, what's the latest on injuries?" And he says, "Well, I've been told really not to say anything to you on that." He says, "When I announce the team sheet, you'll see who's back and who's not." And I just thought, you know what, fair play to you. Like, a lot of managers are pressured by the media to say things to get a reaction of, "Oh, such and such is back." As soon as I saw City post that picture of Haaland jumping up for Eder, I thought, "Oh, fucking brilliant! Of course, Haaland's back. Of course he is."
The news I got was he's going to be.
He'd still score 4 from the bench.
No,
you don't even have to lift an arse cheek off it, and he's still bagged.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be straight with you. It is looking ominous. Everyone's back now, apart from Akanji. Kanji is now the only one not fit. Personally, and do not kill me for this, Dan, I think Kevin De Bruyne will start on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think the play time's over now. I think it's time we go 90 minutes. Maybe not 90 minutes, but I think he'll get a good 60, 65. Yeah. Possibly John Stones back. Rodri Kovacic is now looking like the player we all know he was.
Martin, the weird thing is actually KDB playing a full 90 minutes for Dan would be like, you're actually letting us down lightly. Because if he doesn't start and then for some reason we're 3-4-0 up and then we decide to bring him on with 30 minutes to go, oh, for God's sake. I think at least if you see him on the lineup, you make peace with that immediately. You don't need like if we're a few goals up and then he comes on, oh my God. Like
when it comes down to this fixture, it's like my football bets every week. I put them on, optimism's high, 3:10, knackered. Simple as. Yeah. That's just how it is.
The same thing too, mate, but that's 3:10 a.m. Yeah.
I think it's I'd say we don't do score predictions, but I do think our goal difference will get into it. I'll be honest with you. Kanji back in training, kind of, but not fully. He's not fully back in. We'll know more tomorrow on the press conference. That Pepple did. I don't know how it works for these midweek games anymore.
No,
press conferences, they're very weird. Hope you're all right, Blue Heart. Personally, I mean, a lot of your fans are going up the ghost. As we know, you've returned a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
Sadly. Which did surprise me because I thought you'd all turn up Wednesday night. It's not far. It's 30-minute over the road, over the M60.
The fact it's on telly as well.
I didn't know it was on telly until today.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's another thing where TV ruins it for a lot of fans that go to games religiously. It's I don't know. It's tough. It's tough sometimes. One of my mates were going to go to. I can't remember who it were.
Actually just sent everyone over. Cheers, lads. Cheers, you. Cheers, Jordan. I didn't know because that was the show I was on earlier and then came off it to carry on with this. And yeah. So, cheers, lads. Anyone who's welcome, everyone from City Extra. I apologise I had to leave, but you know, we're me and Dan and want to get this done as well. So, welcome everyone from over in Extra. Yeah, someone said it's on TNT. Didn't know that. I had no idea it was on TNT.
The fact that you've got Liverpool Chelsea on shortly after us as well too means that, like, you know, everybody could just stay at home or their favourite pub and just, you know, have a bit of a football marathon for a Wednesday night, you know.
Yeah, because we're 7 kickoff, aren't we?
Yeah.
Which is really
I think Liverpool
weird.
Chelsea shortly after.
Yeah, that's really, really weird. I'm just going to say I did put some questions in for you from the chat. Yeah. Where has it gone? Oh, no, they're on about. Right. Vincent Kompany, do you think, we'll talk about this, do you think he will stay at Burnley?
Yeah, 100%. I think he knows that. I think it was a recent interview he did. He actually said that, you know, he understands that it's not always going to be in rainbows, butterflies, and the big picture of winning games like the Championship season was. He's going to take hard knocks. I think, obviously, when he first came into City wasn't the animal they are now, and there was the odd result that City didn't get. So he'd have felt dejected as a player back then. He'll understand what dejection felt like. He'll have known that from the clubs he's been at. He'll have known that from his days managing Anderlecht when, you know, we took a chance on a manager that didn't really rip it up at Anderlecht. You know, I'm not disrespecting what he did there, but he also tried to install a youthful aspect there as well. And obviously what he's done with Burnley has been nothing short of remarkable in such a short space of time. But he's one of, if not the youngest manager in the Premier League. He's been an absolute rock for us. He's such a pull for some of the players that that have come to this little shithole. It's he's everything that Burnley epitomises. He's such a family man. Like I say, he lives in Manchester now. He understands that. He's got that northern grit. He's got that northern grit about him.
His wife.
So he's got that I don't care attitude, and so what, we lost. Next week will be better. We'll do this and we'll do that. And I think for that reason alone, and the fact that there's no murmurs of him being told that, either shape up or do one, that with 100% backing, he's got the sky's the limit for him.
Yeah. I mean, I do think Edison will be back as well, because I think Edison's one of them goalies that can get hit, shot, and he just carries on going like an absolute madman. But I know you have to shoot in the next couple of minutes, so I don't see you're jumping to another show as well. So, a couple of predictions from you, and then anything Pat wants to ask before you go. I'm not going to do score. You want to give a score prediction? That's up to you.
4-1 City.
See, he's saying the score. So
the thing, it'll be one of them though, like we said earlier, where we'll start the game very brightly, then you'll figure us out. We'll get a goal, and you'll be like, right, that's it now. We know what you're doing. We know where to exploit you. You've had your fun. Get back on the bus. You're not coming in. That's it. We'll shut up shop after getting that one, thinking let's just see what happens, and we'll capitulate as soon as you equalise.
Yeah, I still think we'll play one of our strongest teams, because we don't play again till Monday night, so you're virtually nearly a week away from your next game, and that's Brentford. Obviously, the Brentford game, which is
we've only got 3 days. 3 days after you get. Yeah, we play you on the Wednesday, and then Fulham at the Turf on the Saturday.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's right.
See, it's not fair. It's that really weird month at the moment, where, because I think we're playing every 3 days, aren't we? Once we come out of this Brentford game, we're into every 3 days again.
It's this January break. It's all well and good making a match day over 7 to 10 days, but then if you're going to cram more fixtures the following month, then does it really balance out?
Sorry,
exactly.
Dan.
It's right. I've given up. I had my excitement at the start. Again, this is. I mean, in fact, the Blackburn Wrexham game is how I expect probably Burnley City to go. The underdog takes the lead. Afterwards, the team with a bit more quality. I can't believe I just said that about our rivals. But
so you feeling all right?
Oh no, mate.
He's giving Blackburn credit here.
Mate, they need it. Get a Wonga loan out, try and sort the shit out.
If you're going there, you're going down the Wonga road.
If you look at because Martin, I don't know if you saw this article I was talking about the end of next season leading into the FIFA Club World Cup, and they're talking about with Euros and obviously with that competition coming up as well too. To me, like we talk about fixture congestion for this year, and then given they try to give everybody a January break and that sort of thing, I think we're going to have even more fixture congestion next year, because if they're talking about, because of Euros, they're pushing the Premier League season recommencing in mid-August, which is usually at least 2 weeks later than what it is. And then they're saying the final Premier League match week is the 25th, I believe.
Yeah.
And for the first time in a few years, we might be in a situation where the FA Cup final might be during a Premier League match week. It's not the week after the league finishes. And then you're talking about only 3 weeks again to reset and restart again before you have to go to the States for the FIFA Club World Cup. And this is not just a City thing too, Dan. I think this is with you guys too, should you stay up? Or actually, I don't know, because I think if we stay up or go down, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, because then obviously you go to 46 matches a season, so your congestion is going to be through the roof. But even if you do stay up, then you're looking at probably, I think next season, we're probably going to be having 3 fixtures a week as early as maybe even September or October.
Well, I thought
to factor that in, I think there's going to be way more congestion.
The winter break, scrap the winter break, just have games continuing. If you want to lower how many games, stop replays. Stop
Yeah.
replays in cup
Well,
competitions.
they've stopped
Do
now,
it that
haven't they?
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well,
only from
stop
certain,
for
only from
Carabao
certain
can do.
rounds,
Carabao
though.
can do it. EFL can do it with Carabao, but I think FA is just too traditionalist. They won't do
No,
it. They
they've
won't
stopped
budge.
it. There's no from the 5th round onwards now.
No, I mean
fifth
all
round,
rounds.
yeah.
I mean all rounds,
Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah, no, true.
Yeah, sooner or later they're going to have to move with the times. But I just think the FA is too traditionalist with their cup.
Yeah,
I can't see it happening, but I think for the sake of player preservation and fixture congestion, I just think they need to go to and not only that, scrap replay, scrap extra time, straight the pens. No,
straight to pens. No piss farting
about.
about.
Exactly.
I'm going to sort of wrap there because I know you've got to shoot, Dan, to your next show.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having me.
No, anytime, Dan, you know that. Anytime. That's why we always have you on, mate. I want to say a big thank you to you, mate. We're going to stay on for a bit because I know I've had questions galore on Kyle Walker, which I will come to, but I'm going to keep it in a respectful manner. I'm not going down this garbage road that we've done today because there's too much of this morality crap going on at the moment. And what footballers do in the private life is what they do in the private life. I don't
exactly.
We're getting too into this. You know,
it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be Sadio Mane. That's all I'll say on it.
Yeah, exactly. you know, I don't say. Anyway, we'll go into it. But anyway, Dan, thank you. Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you, mate?
Yep, local skip, rooting through bins. No, I'm all joking. Trying to find a bargain. No, I'm on socials at Turf Morehouse, at Turf Morehouse TV. You'll find me anywhere, like shit in a field.
Yeah, and the description is down below as well. I'm sure Dan will do some. Are you doing a watch along? Are you going? You doing anything?
No, I'm working. I'm on a late shift, so I'll be watching it on my phone.
Are you happy about that or sad about that?
I'll be watching it on my phone. So I don't know whether I'll be saving my battery after 10 minutes or what. But it's not too bad when I watch it at work because they actually understand me having it on. So sometimes if they're like, "Oh, could you just do this?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just watching that, man."
Man United fans coming on calling us Banter Club.
There we go.
I thought United were the biggest banter club in the country now, but hey ho.
They take one guy from like somewhere in an office and think that's it. Oh, look, we're going to be the next powerhouse. On your back, trash. Got
to sort the leaky roof out first. But anyway, no, Dan, thank you
leaky
for
defense,
on, mate. Best of luck with the rest. I do hope you do stay up.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Yeah, best luck to you.
Fingers crossed for you for the rest of the season, apart from obviously Wednesday night. But yeah, look after our legend.
We'll do. We'll do our best.
One day he comes back home, not as manager, not yet. He's not ready there yet. For anyone goes manager, no. But it'd be good to have him back maybe as assistant or something. And build
work him up.
Yeah.
Work him up.
We're not saying I want to take him off you now, just what I mean.
And if it all goes to crap, mate, Jurgen Klopp's on the market, so yeah.
Anyway, cheers, Dan. Thanks, mate. And descriptions are down below.
Cheers.
Fantastic. Thanks,
Enjoy.
Dan.
Make it easy.
Take care, mate. Good to see you
again. Without oil money or nothing. Okay. Anyway, don't ban it.
By the way, it's RE your. Surprised you didn't notice that, Mr. Teacher.
What?
Oh, the United fan. He couldn't spell your correctly.
Yeah, I'm not. Anyway, JA has gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. You are a legend. I didn't want to stop Dan in flow, but I do thank you, Jay, for that. You are amazing. FIFA's come back looking to sell my ticket block 122 as I bought 119 before, 28 quid. Let me know if anyone wants it. So let us know and we'll put you in touch with FIFA as well. But there is also a ticket exchange which can go on, but I'm not sure if you'll get it on in time at this point. But anyway, Pat, we've had I'm only going to do 5-10 minutes on this.
Yep.
Because I don't want to make this a bigger thing. Because all I've heard is strip captaincy, blah, blah, blah. Where are you at with this Kyle Walker? Because he's done the story for the Sun. By the way, he's not been paid for it. All proceeds have gone to charity of his choice. He's admitted fault. I will tell you now, Guardiola did know all about this, why they went out for a meal. A nice little meal together just to serve him. This was all known in the summer. So Why are fans doing this? Where do you stand with this? Stripping the captaincy and this, that, and the other? Because we've gone down the world of morality now rather than we're going down the world of... I mean, City Chief today, trying to speak for Manchester City fans. You do not speak for me. So do not tell everyone you speak for me, because you don't. You go and do what you need to do.
Oh, I'm not... I mean... Yeah, I try to turn a blind eye to it because, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's, there's been some infidelities, and you can't. It's hard to, judge a player just because of what things that they've done off the pitch. Because, in my opinion, too, I think when a player's made mistakes off the pitch, then to them maybe being on the football pitch is their escape. It makes them play better. Because they don't think about it. It makes them feel. It makes them. They value. It's a place where their morality isn't going. Or not their morality, but basically, their character is not going to be scrutinized. It's just going to be the quality of their play, their football play. So, for me, the only problem with that, of course, is if he makes one mistake, then my God, I mean, we got a fan base that comes down on him like a ton of bricks. In fact, you've got football fans that come down on him like a ton of bricks. So, look.
I've got a feeling I think he'll get backed on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be any booing of him.
No. I don't think so. I think he's just come out and he's cleaned the dirty laundry. He's come out and he's just this is what's happening. He's basically just come out and said left the cards on the table and just said, "Yep, this is what's happened."
There is no.
So you can't. So all of a sudden you can't scrutinize someone because they just decided to be honest and be fair. It's like, look. I don't want to use comparisons, but Tiger Woods, for example, for months he was scrutinized so heavily because of everything he did. David Beckham as well, yeah, true. But Shane Warne,
Pep Guardiola got accused of sleeping around.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry, Frank Ribéry. I can go through them all if you want. I don't mind. And they were all captains.
We're missing the biggest elephant in the room. Mr. Mark Bridge doesn't want to shake hands with him. John Terry.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you not remember? I mean, all I'm going to say, listen, I'm not going to dig into this, but this thing is backing him hasn't helped his performances so far, but it did on Friday night, mate. And you all backed a certain other former players of us that were a lot higher than club captains. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go into any more of that, but people need to do research on things before they start judgmenting people. At the end of the day, the players choose the captain, not the manager. And I've seen today that's wrong. It's not our choice. It's not our choice. We need to stop this trying to tell Pep how to do his job. Pep Guardiola is the leader. And if Pep's all right with doing it, then fine. I'm not here to judge his private life. But what I've seen today is people have brought religion and morality and everything else into it. If you have a certain belief in your religion or your lifestyle, that is fine. You can have your opinion, but it's an opinion. To demand he does something is wrong. I am a Catholic, but I've got a partner outside of marriage. Am I wrong? You know what I mean? Nobody here in this chat has ever once turned around and done anything wrong in their life. And we're all managers and we've all got big jobs. It's like this role model crap that come out with. Are you not, I'm a teacher, I'm a role model. I'm probably a bigger role model than Kyle Walker in some people's eyes because of what the job I do. In other people's eyes, no, because they're a celebrity. But other people, my son, for example, classes ambulance people, police officers, teachers, as bigger role models than footballers. And that's fine, that's his opinion. But this crap of, so I'm sorry, I don't believe in this because I'm a role model and I've done things wrong in the past. So should I be sacked from my job? No, I don't get this morality thing we're going down. He's made an error. He's made 2 or 3. He will pay for it. He's going to get divorced. He's going to lose half of his money. That's his punishment. He's now sat on his own at home.
And the most important thing too, he's wearing it as well too.
Yeah, and he's
not denying it. He's come out and he's been honest and truthful about it. So
we need to stop all this judgmental stuff for me.
Yeah.
Because, I said this, if KDB come out with a story or somebody else, one of our fan favourites, there wouldn't be this big hoo-ha.
No.
Some of his performances and this are coincided and everyone's going mad about it. Because it is a question. Someone made a great point on this to me last night. If we were playing Real Madrid next week, who would you all want as right back?
Oh, yeah.
We were playing Real Madrid next week in the semi-final of the Champions League. You'd all want Kyle Walker in. So can we not do this? Can we not do this destroying human beings that we're trying to do? He's 34. He's got, like Super City said, he's got 2 years left. Let him enjoy his last thing. He knew he did wrong. That's why he was going to Bayern Munich to run away. He's now got to suffer those consequences, and he'll suffer them. But come on, that's all I'm saying. To me, if you want to look at footballers as role models, that's fine. But sorry, I just don't look at any footballer as a role model. Because I know stories. My brother used to go out clubbing with the City Stars from the 90s. And the stories I could tell you there. So let's not do this. This thing of footballers being naughty boys is not a new thing. And I'm not saying I support it. I'm not saying what he's done is wrong. Majorly wrong. But it's his business. If Pat is married, has a wife, and goes and cheats, should I sack him? No, it's his business.
It's all right, man. I'm sick of flying to Peru.
And by the way, I'm only using that as an example, mate. I'm not.
No, that's all right, mate. I just said I'm sick of all the long trips to Peru anyway.
No, but you know what I mean, don't you, Pat? I'm just
of course,
this culture going round of get rid of this and get rid of that.
Mm. Yeah. It's a digital. Do you know what it is? It's just a digital pitchforks and effigies.
Yeah. Because I didn't see all this from Thierry Henry. David Beckham was England captain up until 2006 while he was doing his dirty stuff. England captain. He didn't get it removed. While he was with Rebecca, whatever her name was. If Kyle Walker had been given 10 out of 10 performances all season, people would not be batting an eyelid on this. So that's just my say on it. And sorry if it upsets people. I would be the same with any footballer because I don't believe it's fans' duty to get involved in a personal issue with a footballer. You are all subscribers on this channel. Pat is on this channel. Rich and me and Ozzy, everything else. Here's the point. If I do something wrong, I'm not going to announce it. Would you all want me out? If I break the law, 100%, I agree with that. That's a difference. Criminal matter, different. Because then that's gross misconduct. Cheating on your missus, does it class as gross misconduct? No. Just my opinion anyway. Listen. Back him as a footballer, not as a human being. Do it that way. But anyway, Pat, last thing on it, mate, and then we're moving on because I'm not going to... Sat Pat, what would DC say? I'm going to get a comment underneath. Ah!
Well, I think there was just an announcement made overnight that it looks like USA is going to get a preseason. So, DC, I'll see you there.
No, this is not Tinder. You stop, Pat.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, mate.
Gates up.
I didn't say that. Hey, you want to talk about Tinder? You got me on the right-hand side of the screen.
Oh.
Isn't that the direction you swipe when you want to match?
Left.
Yeah, see, there you go.
I don't know. Bloody hell. Speaking of private life, I'm now divorced. Bye all. It's not about Tinder. Humans make mistakes. Look at Manchester United. Yeah. Cancel. You're spot on with that, Lou. Cancel culture is in major effect.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, like I said, we are not saying what he's done is right. But no human being is in any place to judge. Because if you show me a human being who's never made a mistake, I'll show you a liar. That's just me. Anyway, he's not the brightest bulb. Martin out. Yay, I'm out. Martin, we want you out for crimes against Coffer. Hey, if I go out, who hosts the show? Oh, he's gone. Chris Wood. We'll get Chris Wood as
yeah, get Chris Wood in.
Can you imagine if Chris Wood came in on a 6-month loan? Love this channel. By the way, it looks like City will buy no one, so there's not going to be a 12 hours. Is Pat making a move live? Oh, yeah. Sliding into those DMs. Pat's single, so can do what he wants. Arsenal 5-0 tomorrow. Someone's going to get it. Hey, bum, 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 bum. True section. Al can host. Jesus Christ.
AI. I think it's AI.
No, I think he's saying Al.
What, is in Alan?
Yeah. But there's always Alan. Jesus Christ. Then we are cancelled. Good luck with
hello, everyone, and welcome to this shit program for the shit club, for the shit system. We're gonna get 100. We're gonna get 116 charges.
Yeah, on Wednesday night, I will be at the ground early. I'm doing some filming for TNT. Andy from 9320 Pubcast was meant to be doing it, but he's backed out of it. But I'm doing some filming for TNT, which I don't know. As soon as I find out, I will get the date for everyone. But I will be there around about 5:30, something like that, on Wednesday to do the filming. We will be live on Wednesday night around about 11 o'clock, maybe a bit earlier for the post-match. I'm going to tell you now, there is no Thursday night show. We don't want to do a Thursday night show and about Monday's game. It's too far in advance. So the Thursday night show is either going to be moved to Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. We're in negotiations at the moment to figure out that date. Yeah. I will be on a show on Thursday. I'm going on 9320 Pubcast to talk about the media and the effect on Manchester City. And then I'm going to go out and have a couple of hours in the pub with my dad while I've got the night off, which will be nice. So, yeah. And then we'll be back. So the Thursday night chat will be on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll figure that date out. And then we'll be back live on Monday as well for the post-match. Think that's everything?
Sounds about right.
Yep. So, yeah, busy. We are trying to get to 5K as soon as possible. Any quiz? Yes, I'm going to speak with Andy. There is going to be a quiz. We're looking at about a week or two. I'm going to get the exact date for you, Alec, and sort it out. We are in discussions with it. But
is that just a head-to-head quiz, or is that the...
No, the one we'll do on a Saturday
prize,
night.
okay.
£50 first. £50 first. A Manchester City £50 gift, what they call it. Yeah. Second prize will be £25, and we'll also give away the treble winning medal. But the treble winning medal has to go to somebody in the UK because of the postage costs. That I apologise. I cannot help that whatsoever. Oh dear, I love a Thursday night show. Yeah, it's just because the game's not till Monday. It's like 5 days in advance, and we're not going to know what's going to happen with injuries or anything.
Just a one-off part.
I hope it's a one-off part, though. It is a complete.
I hope it's a one-off, yeah.
Because we're playing on the Monday night. Wishing Cal all the best. He won't be the first person to be divorced. Yes. That Twitter space was mental. Yeah. I'm going to give them a rest for a bit, Kate. I think people need to calm down a little bit at the minute. Wishing you and yours all the best. Thank you very much. I do love a good quiz. Yeah, I'll give it. You won't give it to charity, mate. You won't. You're going to enjoy it. It's for you lot to enjoy. It's not £50. It's £50 gift voucher for the City Store. Good luck to everyone. Yep. So there we go. That is your show. Manchester City versus Burnley. I will give it a little YouTube short out on Wednesday night from the ground. We'll be back for all the post-match show with me, Pat, Ozzy, and Rich, hopefully, and Alan. Alan will be back as well, and hopefully Vader. But we will see you all on Wednesday night, where hopefully Manchester City have smashed Burnley. But smash them thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you all soon. And a big up to Dan, Turf Morehouse TV. Get over there, give it a subscribe, top bloke. And also big up to Pat for getting up at silly o'clock as well.
All right, mate.
Take care all, and we'll see you on the next one, where City will have made it 10 out of 11.
It's all right.
Bye.